Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you see me? Can you hear me properly? Are we good? Okay, so teachers and students, can you do like this? If you're ready to start, if you're good to go, do like this.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, so good luck to all. We have a few people joining. Hopefully, a few more will join. Okay, so welcome everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here today with you. My colleague Constantinos who is next to me, and the whole Third Week team is also joining today to hear from different teachers and students in Europe what they have done as part of the EU Code Week initiative. And today we have the pleasure to have with us James, Conchi, and Anu. Welcome, three of you, with your
Thank you.
students. James, Conchi, and Anu, they are part of the network of living teachers of Code Week, and they have kindly agreed and volunteered to present in this students meet, where their students will be telling you many things. So, Constantinos, what are we gonna hear today?
So, teachers, living teachers, and discuss the students, and we will hear related to the project they did with Scratch Junior and Lego, and then we have Anu, and they will talk about their experience with Codicolor and creating a night at school. And then we have Conchi and the use of Makey Makey to create a joystick to play a game. Yes, so we can start, I guess, with the first presenter, James. Do you want to start?
Can we start, Constantinos? Yes. Okay. So, welcome to all teachers
Good luck
and
to all.
students who are following this students meet. My name is James Carlos, and I am from Malta. I am the head of the Department of Digital Literacy, and I visit all primary schools within St. Margaret's College to implement digital literacy program. In Malta, primary, middle, and secondary schools are grouped in colleges, and in this college, we have 7 primary schools, which I visit on a regular basis. As part of the EU Code Week, I work in Year 6 class at Singlia Primary School, where we discuss the environment and climate change. After the discussion, students embarked on a project and they are here with me to present their work.
James, before we continue with your students, please all the presenters, can you mute your microphones? And also, James, can you also change your slides accordingly?
Can you hear me, Konstantinos?
Yes, close to your mouth the microphone, and we hear you better.
So, shall we start again, or can we proceed? We can proceed.
We can proceed.
So, I now will pass on the microphone to the students to introduce themselves.
My name is Sarah Badakino. I'm 11 years old. My name is Andrea Shikluna, and I'm 10 years old. My name is Jacob Mitzi, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Chloe Roberts, and I'm 10 years old.
Okay, so during the first part of their projects, students used Scratch Junior app to create a dialogue in order to make the other students in their school and in the whole college aware about the importance to look after our environment. Let's hear what they have to say this morning.
During Code Week, we discussed climate change and the environment, and so I used Scratch Junior to create a digital story. In my story, I created a dialogue and included ideas how we can help save the environment for future generations. In my story, it's about 2 horses that surprisingly, they found lots of plastic at the park and decided to clean it up to help save the environment and sort it out.
I really enjoy using my school tablet to create digital stories. While creating my stories, I always think about different ways to improve my work. Scratch Junior is one of my favorite apps since I can code to make my characters move on screen. My story is about a boy named Andrea who is teaching people how we should not throw trash in the sea and on land because that is damaging our environment and harming a lot of animals.
While creating my dialogue with Scratch Jr., I was all the time thinking about all the things we can do to save our planet. It makes me very sad to think about all the animals that might become extinct due to climate change. In my story, a teacher is teaching a child the effects of climate change and how it affects the polar bears by melting the ice, and the polar bears are not finding that much food, so they are dying slowly.
Scratch Junior is very easy and fun to use and would like to tell all the teachers in the world to encourage their students to start coding with Scratch Junior. Creating my dialogue with Scratch Junior helps me to pass on the message to my friends about the damage all the plastic that we throw away is doing to the ocean. In my story, me and my best friend Julia are going to the beach and we are cleaning up the beach. And when we got back, we discussed that plastic is bad for the fish, and especially the turtles, and we should stop throwing plastic into the ocean and stop hurting the environment.
Okay, well done, students. Great ideas and lots of creativity, of course. And now we're moving to the second part of their project, where students wanted to take an active role to overcome all the problems outlined in their stories. They came up with the idea to create a robot by availing themselves of Lego We Do 2.0 to help future generations deal with environmental issues. These are their projects.
As a group, we decided to find a solution to all these problems and help save the environment.
We decided to build a robot which will help us to look after the environment. We will discuss our ideas with all the students during assembly.
Maybe one day our dream will come true and our robots will really help future generations to look after the environment. We decided to build a robot which will collect all the trash left by humans in our city. The robot will use sensors to check what kind of trash is found in our roads and will collect it and take it to Waste Serve Malta.
If the trash is bulky, a message is sent to the local council so that it is immediately collected. To take care of the environment, instead of fuel, a robot will convert solar energy to power, so it is an eco-friendly robot. As well
is that we built an arm that can rotate in many different ways, left, right, up or down, and it can reach up in high places or in low places. And after when it collects the trash, it can take it to the back where there is a dustbin.
If this our robot will become life-size, obviously the bin will become big. The lights, as you can see here, they will be a warning so that the cars at night don't hit them. And this is the way that it charges. So here it's gonna have a protective solar panel so that it can charge over solar energy.
We decided to build a helicopter which will scan the ocean floor in search of trash. Once trash is located, the helicopter will lower its mechanism to grab the trash and take it to Waste Serve Malta.
Our helicopter is eco-friendly because instead of fuel, it will convert solar energy to power to generate lift. As Jacob said, it will fly over the ocean floor. It will lower its mechanism. It will use the chain to grab any unwanted trash, lift it back up, and then fly it to Waste Serve Malta. Its name is Lil Peter 19,000. It holds up a lot of weight that it can even carry.
Little Jimmy 2019.
As you can see, it holds up a lot of weight and it can carry Mega Jimmy 2019 to any place in Malta or even around the world.
This robot will help us clean up the ocean and will help the fish and especially the turtles not to eat any unwanted plastic or trash that we throw into the ocean.
Okay, so these were the presentations of our students. I really hope you enjoyed hearing them explaining their projects, and there's a lot of creativity and hard work behind it. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Very well done to all of you. It was really good. We really enjoyed the project and see so many little children trying to save the environment, right, and clean the ocean. So very well done. I just have a question. I saw that Chloe was mentioning that she wanted to encourage teachers to use Scratch in the classroom. Why is this, Chloe? Can you tell us?
They use Scratch Junior in the classroom so the students can make their own story and they can feel like they're writing a real book and they can code and make all their characters move, talk, they can even disappear, and it encourages the students to, when they grow up, they could learn how to code, and it's really fun to use.
Very well done. Thank you so much, Chloe, for an amazing answer. Thank you, and thank you to all the students. James, what would you say to teachers who might be considering using Scratch in the classroom with younger kids as yours, but they are a bit scared or reluctant because
I would
they are a
say
bit scared? What would you
start
say
as
to
soon as
them?
possible. Plan small project first, and then let the children explore, be autonomous, and discover the tools themselves to create more engaging stories, which they can share with their class and the rest of the schools, obviously, within the colleges, as in case of Malta. We are planning towards that as well.
What is the impact that you have seen in your students when you work with these kind of activities rather than if you use another type of activities, for
First of all,
instance, to
when
learn
they
about
work
environment?
with robotics or with Square Junior, I like to watch them think, collaborate, discuss, and create things. And most importantly, they used coding to make their creations work as they have planned together. That is the most rewarding part of every project.
Okay, thank you so much, James, and thank you so much to all students. It's been really nice to have you here, and we hope to see you maybe and to meet you maybe face to face once if you ever decide to come to Brussels. We will be here waiting for you. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move on now to the next group of people. I'm gonna close your camera now. Thank you. And next is Anu. Anu, are you there? Okay. Hello.
All right. Hello. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Right.
So whenever you want, the floor is yours. Thank you to you and to your students, Sophie and Rasmus, for being here and for agreeing to participate here. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to quickly start by introducing myself. My name is Anu Kahri, and I'm a class teacher in Finland. I also work as an ICT teacher for the city of Espoo and an Innokas educator for the Innokas network. And I had the privilege this summer to take part of the summer school as a leading teacher in Brussels. And I was introduced to a fun game called Codicolor by the Italians, and all the stuff that we're talking about today more or less go around that. And I'll now give the floor to Sophie and Rasmus, and then I'll get back if needed.
Hi, my name is Rasmus and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Sophie and I'm
Wait,
10
wait,
years old.
wait, he's saying something. What?
Can you just make sure to change your presentation in the meantime?
Yes, but they weren't ready yet.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Rasmus and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Sophie and I'm 10 years old. Most of the work during the week was group work. We only worked individually when doing Codicolor, Battle Royale or Code.org activities on the computer. And on the Code.org Hour of Code we actually helped each other a lot. In these pictures we are teaching other classes how to do the Codicolor and also doing it ourselves. The kids learned also that when you step on a red square you turn 90 degrees right, and when you step on a yellow square you turn 90 degrees left, and when you step on a gray square you take one step forward.
23 out of 24 students like working in these projects for a reason like it was fun, you could act like a robot, it was a nice change to normal schoolwork, and it was fun to teach other children and teachers what to do. In the picture we are playing on a 12 times 13 square with the whole class competing. Before this we were teaching 2 other classes which also got to try to play on the 12 times 13 square.
The working was very motivating because I learned new things, coding was fun and there was no homework. It was something else than ordinary schoolwork, and it also got me out of normal classes.
Group work is an important skill for life that you will need always. We also got more motivation for learning new things, and we got a glimpse of coding all around us. If you didn't know your lefts and rights before the project, you should have learned it by now. If you wanted, you could have a red dot on your right hand, because when you stepped on a right square, you turn 90 degrees right. In the picture, we are in our school's gym in night school with our coding diplomas.
If there is a teacher that is planning to do this kind of a project but is too scared, you could say, I can come and help you, or you could say, believe in yourself. This could get the teacher motivation. Or if this doesn't work, you could tell the instructions very clearly, or you could say, think that there is no one there. In these pictures we are eating pizza in night school. We also bought our sodas from our homes, and the night school was really fun, and most of the kids shared one pizza with a friend, but some ate the whole pizza alone.
Thanks for watching.
Do you have questions, or do you want me to add a few things?
Yes, we have a few questions. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Rasmus. It has been really nice to hear from you what you have been doing as part of Code Week. Have you enjoyed this activity then?
Yes.
And why is this? Why is this? We have heard it already, but I just want to hear again.
Because it was fun to teach the other kids how to do it.
Okay, and do you think that do you have other teachers doing the similar things in your school, in other schools? Do you know other teachers who do the same? I don't know. I know if this is the case also in your school, maybe other schools in Finland. If you know any other school who is doing similar activities.
Well, I think because the Codicolor playing on the floor, which the kids were talking about that we started with, that was actually an Innokas sort of EU Code Week challenge that we put around for all of Finland. So I think that many kids around Finland have been doing it this year. I'm hoping. And in our school, besides my class of 26, there were I think at least 100 and something students that my kids taught this to. So not very many other teachers were involved in any other way except that they booked us to come and teach it to them. But yeah, so they were involved in asking for us to teach it to them.
Okay, so this is very nice. So students became teachers
Yeah.
for a while, right?
Yes.
And I think this is a very powerful message when Sophie was saying, "I can come and help you if you don't know how to do this." And I don't think this is something that maybe teachers should do sometimes, just to allow students to help them teach or to help in the classroom, because sometimes they know more, right, Sophie? Right, Rasmus? Sometimes you know more than teachers, so it's good if they listen to you and you can also teach your colleagues, right?
That's what I usually tell other teachers when I'm doing ICT training, that when they're nervous about trying it in school, I always tell them that don't worry, that the kids will very fast know more than you do, and you don't need to know it all, that the kids are not scared of trying things. Many adults are scared of pressing a button or going forward, but kids are not, and usually the kids learn it very well on their own. So all of my class sort of became tutors for the Codicolor game this year in our project.
Can we also ask Anu, how do you think that what your students have learned is relevant for them?
Well, like I said, that even if they only got a glimpse of what coding could be, they got a glimpse of what it's all around us and everywhere. But I think the most important thing that they probably learned was more group working skills, and they got really confident because of the teaching they did. So it was a real big motivation boost for them, teaching other kids and having the other kids sort of listen and follow what they were doing. So I think in this project, the advantages and the skills that they learn are probably a little bit outside of the coding, but there's coding integrated into it, but a lot of skills learned.
Indeed. Okay, thank you so much, Anu. So in the meantime, if the participants in this live event have some questions, you can type them in the chat. You can write in the chat, and we will ask them those to James, Anu, and Conchi also at the end. Okay, so thank you very
So
much,
guys,
Anu.
thank you. Bye.
Rasmus. Bye. And we're gonna move on now to Conchi, if she is ready with her students. Rebecca, Laura, Lucia, Sarah, are you ready? You can share your camera if you want, Conchi. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, hello, how
Hi,
you
good
doing?
morning.
I like your shirt. Your
Yes,
shirt, good.
very nice.
Okay, so thank you for being here with us. Well, Conchi, you can introduce yourself if you want, and then we can hear from Rebecca, Laura, Lucia, and Sarah what they have been doing. Good luck. Thank you. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Conchi, something happened with your camera and your mic.
Okay, I think that maybe the camera froze, so we just gonna wait a couple of minutes and see if Conchi can come back to the stage. In the meantime, if you have any questions for James or the students, Anu, Sophie, and Rasmus, feel free to write them in the chat. So, until we wait for Conchi to be back, we hope she will be back soon. We also received one question via Twitter, and I think the question was for James. James, are you still here?
Yes, Nair. We're still here, yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, so we're gonna ask you a question. In the meantime, we'll see if Conchi will try to connect again. Okay, so we received this question via Twitter, and it's a teacher who is asking, how do you think that this project or activities that you have done with your students help to boost and develop your students' skills or competencies? Can you let us know what you think?
First of all, since they worked together as a group and they conducted some research about climate change and the environment in general, first of all, they were exposed to new knowledge. And then they gathered that knowledge, and together they managed to come out with the project where they created their digital story together, and then they focused more on the robot, which involved interpersonal skills where they had to communicate together, they had to plan, they had to construct, they had to code. And these are all competencies which I think are necessary for today. And I can tell they were really excited, and a lot of ideas were coming out throughout the project.
Thank you, James. And how did you decided to do this? What was the trigger? What did you talk to a colleague who was doing the same thing, or what was the thing that helped you out to get started?
First of all, we tried to embark on this project later on during the year, to be precise, in March. We will have the Malta Robo League here in Malta, which is an event where all primary schools are invited to participate, where students have to create a robot which deal with real life problems. And the theme for this year is climate change. So this project we did today is an introduction for what is coming later on during the year, where we have ample time then to discuss more, to research more, and obviously more ideas will come in, and we'll see what the students will come up to. Because that is something which I'm always looking forward to, and to be honest with you, it really motivates me to carry on with the good work we're doing here. And all this thanks to the EU Code Week, because all these activities are all part of this initiative. And students, yes, we can see the difference now because they are more aware, more engaged in computational thinking, and they are finding, as they've said, that coding is really fun.
Thank you, James. You touched upon a very good point, which is that the coding is fun, and I think this is something that many teachers they don't believe that this is true. So they hear about coding or computational thinking, and they just feel that this is not for me. This is too much. So it's really good point, like that you said, that it's something that well, every teacher can do, even though you're not an expert, or at least you can integrate some activities with some elements of coding and computational thinking. Anu, I'm coming back to Anu now because I would like to ask her the same question. Anu, you still here with us?
Yes. We are.
Yes. So can you ask you the same question that we did to James?
Can you please ask the question again?
Yes. So what do you think that working with this activity has impact your students in terms of competencies and skills? What do you think that they have learned thanks to this activity?
Well, they have definitely learned to work in groups. They have learned how to be a teacher for other kids. They have learned, Rasmus is whispering, they have learned left and right, for sure. And they have learned basic coding skills. We did the Codecolor, but we also did the Hour of Code from code.org. And I was asked a question earlier about would I do a long project or would I do this in bits, and I think this is a nice project that you could start like for a one-day project and then come back to it in small bits and
progress from there, but they have learned the basics now, and we've done a lot of stuff during the school year before this, but they really like the fact, they really got motivated by teaching others, so being sort of our small ICT tutors for the other kids in our school, I think was a big hit from this project in general. And of course, the fact, I think one of the best parts was we had a night school where we came back to school at 5, and a lot of parents came with us. And it was fun competing with Battle Royale against parents. And of course, beating them was the best part. And then parents left home and we spent the night at school. Like we said, coders always eat a lot of pizza, so we had pizzas and we continued with pixel coloring and coding, and then we had some games at school, running around, and then sleeping in the gym together. But definitely a lot of things learned.
And also, Anu, because you mentioned different advantages or benefits for kids, but and for students and teachers as well. But know that introducing these kind of activities in the classroom is not easy. It's something that takes time, and many teachers they sometimes they mention many of these advantages as well or challenges. Can you let us know what challenges you have faced when introducing these kind of activities and how you have overcome?
So many times teachers say they don't have time for stuff like this.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I hear, and of course, like us doing this during a couple of weeks and teaching a lot of other kids, we took that time away from our math classes and English classes and other classes. But I think they achieve so many other things that it's not missing something, it's actually gaining a lot more, and that's what I try to tell teachers. And for example, Scratch Junior that James was talking about is an excellent tool for English class or Finnish class to do writing or to do reading or to do stories. So you can take a lot of stuff from your other subjects and just do it through coding, where you sort of catch two flies at one time. And like I said earlier already, you should take advantage of the kids, because usually the things that we are nervous and scared about, the children are not.
Okay, great. Thank you, Anu. Really great to hear all this. We have one question in the chat, but we are going to give the floor now first to Conchi and her students who are ready and waiting and willing to share with us what they have been doing. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
So,
Sorry for the inconvenience technology.
no worries. We are here having fun and talking to each other, so it's completely fine. So whenever you want, Conchi and Rebecca, Laura, Lucy, and Sarah, the floor is yours.
Okay, Rebecca is not here, sorry. And I talk about a little bit for the activity. This activity has two main objectives. On the one hand, develop computational thinking using Scratch and design a simple video game. And the student in this stage ordering ideas and executing orders. And on the other hand, develop skills that involve manual skills, creating prototypes of joystick, then be connected with the Makey board. It's a great hands-on activity for them, for the student, and it's always amazing to create your own objects. And the type of project encourages creativity by designing products with very simple and cheap materials. From a good idea, such as creating a textile joystick, students develop a whole series of creativity states. And the new stage is...
Before you continue, do you want to also move your slides so people can see what you're talking about?
Okay, I tried to do. Yes, this is time to Lucia.
Okay, I really enjoyed working in this project because we had too much fun doing it. We worked in a small group that made everything very entertaining. Thanks to this project, we learned many things about technology and new ways to use it and have fun doing it. It's also a new way to communicate with our teacher. He or she can help you, but you can also teach him or her to do something.
And it's time to Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
So I will tell them that they should do this kind of activities because they are a different and fun way to learn and to develop technological skills. They are more entertaining because you learn in a practical way and the students and the teachers can work together for the same project. I recommend it because last year when we participated in this project, I learned a lot of new things, for example, the Makey, and now I can use this new knowledge with my own projects. There are some projects that they can do, like ours, in the CodeWeb web page.
And it's the time to Laura.
I think what I learned in this project is important for my life because I have been able to share group experience, which has taught me to work in a team and help my classmates as needed. In addition to that, the activity becomes more fun with friends. Working as a team during this project has led us to make decisions and ideas with which to perform better results, increasing communication and trust between us. We were also able to test our individual capabilities, helping the rest, or improving ourselves. Another reason why I think this project is important is experience lived and the knowledge that we obtained. Thanks to this project, we delve deeper into technology, learning to use of some electronic parts, operation of several systems, and much more that we could explain to our parents and friends, proud of the new knowledge we were getting in a short time. The experience of having been part of this project already makes it worth all the effort given. Other advantages of this project are the interest the students earn for the activity carried out, researching and learning about it, the creativity, perseverance, and social aspects that the students obtain during the activity, and more.
Okay.
This is a message to my dear colleagues. Don't be afraid with coding, please. Don't panic. Please learn from your students. Learn together. Mistakes are a source of learning. Although you are wrong, you will always something positive.
Thank you so much, Conchi, and also to the students for this powerful message. I think it's a very important one. Don't be afraid, don't panic. It's also a very good message. I only have one more question. It's a general question, so they can reply, or if you want, you can ask them and you can reply for them. I just want to know what is the most important thing that they have learned during this activity or during this project. For them, what do they think that is the most important activity thing that they have learned?
Well, I think the most important thing is working in groups, and the put ideas together and work together, and it's very important.
Be together with your colleagues, right? To talk to each other also and to collaborate.
Yeah,
okay, and what about the other teachers that you know? Do you think that they will be willing to do something similar? That they would like to do? They would like to try? What would you say to them?
I think that they are very old-fashioned, many of them, and I think not many people will do it because I don't know, they are very old-fashioned.
And it's not easy also for them maybe to try a new thing, especially something that they don't know. And if it's the first time that they have done this thing, it's also hard for them. But point taken. I hope all the teachers that will see this recording maybe a bit more brave and willing to give it a try. So thank you very much for the answer. And Conchi, I do have another question for you, if you are happy to. So, what is the best way to work in this kind of projects? You work like in how many days? How much time you spend working on this?
I think that the most important idea is select one project, a level project. No more complicated, simple project, and developing the idea. The result is not important. You learn in all the process, not in the finish of the process. And select one idea, only one idea, and go there.
Indeed, you mentioned something that is really key. So the result is not important. The process is what matters, right?
Important, yes.
And also
and
what the students.
Positive, okay, but the result is negative, not important.
Not important because students have learned still many things on the way, and also teachers, because we are focusing on students now. So this kind of event, it's like we wanted to hear the students' voice, but teachers also learn many things when working in this kind of projects. And this is my next question. So this is a question that I would like to open up also to Anu and James, and also to you, Conchi. If any of you would like to reply, what is the thing that you have learned from working in these activities? What is the most important thing if you were to choose one only?
I think that the most important is learn fun only.
Okay. Anu and James, feel free to reply as well. What do you think is the most important thing you have learned while working in these projects?
From my end, a very important thing that I learned, and I always learn at the end of the day when working with students, is they are the teachers, and sometimes, or when I am the student, because they come up with a lot of ideas, and they come up with ideas how to solve problems in different ways, which I don't think about. So learn from students because they are the drivers in these activities.
I don't want to answer the same answer as James answered, so I'm going to say that I learned and I learn over and over again that coding is fun and very motivating. It's motivating for the kids, but it's also motivating for their parents, and that we saw at the night school.
Thank you so much, Anu, for this answer, which is also related to a question that Tommaso asked in the chat. So he was wondering if parents were supporting these kind of activities. James, if you want to explain, also you answer in the chat, but if you want to explain to the others as well about this family coding initiative.
Yes, parents are very supportive. We've started family coding in schools last year, and even at the public library, we had a great demand. We couldn't meet all the demand, and this year we're going to repeat the same program where parents, together with their children, they are invited to school after school hours. By the way, here at Sanglia Primary, we are working very hard because we are creating our own future classroom lab, which is called the Creative Learning Spaces. And once this is finished, we can provide more opportunities to the wider community to come here and code. The Family Code Nights is the first step towards that direction, and I can assure you that it's fun seeing parents and children, and sometimes even grandmothers coding. It's an experience which I cherish, and I look forward to even for this year's event. I mean, it's incredible. Coding is for everyone, coding is for all, and coding is fun.
Thank you. I have nothing else to say, James. Coding is for everybody. Coding is fun, and I don't know what was the other thing, but it was really a very powerful message. So I really hope that teachers who will be watching this recording as well will stick to this, and then yes, that they just put the fears behind. Let's say go out from the comfort zone. think also outside the box and maybe give it a try. Why not? It's fun. If you fail, if you make mistakes, as Conchi was saying, it's completely fine as well. Your students will be able to help you out and will be happy to help you out with, which I think is also very, very important. Okay, so is there, Anu, if you want to switch on your camera now, we are gonna open up the, we have 10 minutes left. I don't know if there is any question for James, Anu, Conchi, and their students. If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat. Otherwise, I see a couple of few teachers here in the chat. If you want also to share with us in the chat what you have been doing as part of Code Week, you can also do it. So Konstantinos has a question for you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to ask,
I just wanted to ask, especially to the younger
would you like
students, would you like your teachers the next years to do the
and
same
to
and to
organize activities
during school or even after school for you to learn how to code or
develop
even to
your coding skills even
develop
more?
your coding skills even more?
It's open for everybody, I guess, the question. Yeah, so everybody can reply.
Yes. Yes.
What would you say to if they do that?
Paid to do that.
Yes, because I think that this project that we all did will help motivates a lot more students than they already are.
Yes, because it's very fun to do. It can learn people. You can teach people about coding, and I really hope we can do the same.
Yes,
Yes.
because it's fun, and you can learn from it.
After, can we ask questions?
Mute your microphones. There are people that you don't talk because.
Can I ask a question?
Because I think that it's very important for students to do things like that, not only in class, but also in workshops outside or something, because it's really interesting and fun, and you can make many friends. I think it's really cool.
Thank you so much. I think there's a question from a student from Sara. I'm not sure if it's Sara.
Sara?
It's me.
Sara?
Go ahead.
Sara?
How was Code Week invented?
Say again. Say the question
Code
again.
Week invented?
How was Code Week invented? This is the question. Okay, it's a very good question. Constantino, do you want to reply?
I will do with my classmates a robot, a little robot with the not the 3D printer. The 3D printer.
Make it.
For example.
Okay. Okay, so this is something that you would do for this year.
device,
yes,
including
3D printer and more electronic components.
Solving with the components and
Okay, that's great to hear. So, in reply to Sarah's question, so Codewin, it was an initiative that started in 2013 already. It was run by volunteers, so people, like everybody was involved back then in Code Week. We call them Code Week ambassadors, and they were the initiators of this great initiative. Starting last year, the European Commission decided that they wanted to support this a bit more because they thought that it was important to develop this kind of competences. So what you have been telling us today, so the collaboration, the coding skills, the computational thinking, everything that you have been doing, it's what the Commission, the European Commission, think that it's really important to develop. And since last year, they have started to help us reaching more people and more schools, especially schools. So this is why we're doing this kind of things with you. This is why we have been doing the MOOC, the online course as well, and this is why your teachers, James, Anu, not Conchi, unfortunately, because it was secondary, but this year primary teachers came to Brussels to learn few more things about Code Week and how to bring coding and Code Week to everybody, to students like you.
Thank you.
Thanks to you. Is there any other question for us or for other students?
No, they have no more questions. Nair from here, from Malta.
Okay, thank you so much, James. I don't know if there is any other question. No, so I don't think there is any other question in the chat. So I think this is a wrap. So thank you very much again, James, Anu, and Conchi for being here with your students. Thanks to Sarah, Andrea, Jakub, Chloe in Malta, Sophie and Rasmus in Finland, and Rebecca, Laura, Lucia, and Sarah in Spain. We're really happy that you were here with us today. And I don't know if you like orange. Do you like orange? The color orange?
Yes, it's the best
Yes?
color.
We all agree it's the best color. I hope you like it because we're gonna be sending this over to your countries, okay? To your school as a small recognition and also as a gift to thank you for this effort. We know it might have been a bit hard, but we are very happy with the result. I think this is a format that could work. It was the first similar event like that we have in the European Schoolnet Academy as part of the MOOC. We usually have teachers meet, but we thought, okay, we want to hear from students what they have been doing, and I think this is really nice. So thank you again. We like color orange. Okay, this is only for students. I have to say it's it's for students who have taken part in this students meet with us today for your effort and your work. And I think that's it. Do you want to say anything else?
Just a big
Just a big
thank you
thank
to
you to
all
all
the
the
teachers and all
teachers
the
and all the
students that
students that
participated.
participated.
You are
You
awesome
are
and
awesome and
keep up the
keep
good
up the
work.
good work.
You're doing great.
And as you and as you know, Code Week
We just want to say thank you and
happening.
bye-bye.
Bye. Teachers, thank you.
Thank you.
And keep participating in Code Week. It's still on. You can keep raising activities.
Don't say
Okay.
bye.
Hope we can.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. They don't want to go back to work, right? Me neither.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
See you soon.
Bye. Ciao. See you soon. See you in a couple of